Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Nuriman Syabin Muhammad Yusof. Matrix number 73228 from program WA15, International Studies. So without wasting our time, I would like to present our topic today is research begins with me as a researcher. So from the topic itself, we can see that it's a question to ask us back as a researcher. So this question applicable to all of us as an individual, especially as a researcher. Either you are uh, FYP students or master and PhD students doing thesis or a professional researcher. So to begin with this research begin with me as a researcher, I would like to begin on what should a researcher, which is me, ask when starting a research. So, of course, topic is the first thing that we're gonna think about on doing some research. Without topic, we can't do even research. So, um, after we have a topic, we should try to ask ourselves, what am I trying to find out uh, in this research on this topic that I choose? So, in order for me to get what I want to find out is I need a clear objective. I need to construct my objective and I need to have a very clear vision and mission so that I could uh, take myself towards into what I want to find out in this research. And of course, uh, the result of this research is very significant towards the social communities and for the further studies or the further research. And secondly, after we have a very good construct, objective and vision and mission, we should ask ourselves, or I should ask myself back, what do I need to find out? What I want. In order what I want to search that, what do I need to do to find it out? So the thing is, in order to find something, we need to search for something. Without searching, you cannot find. So what kind of search is, we need a sources, reliable sources towards a research. We need a method. We need a good methodology on to pursue ourselves into what we wanted. So uh, for the source, reliable source, we have few kinds. We have the firstly primary, uh, secondary, and tertiary sources. So we have to identify our what type of sources that we want. If some research just need primary, some need both primary, secondary, and even some need those three primary, secondary, and tertiary sources. And we have also need to find out either we just need some a previous research study from the previous researcher, which we call a desktop research from articles from academic journals and so on, or we just need to find a new picture by doing some interview session. And in order to have interview, we need to have participant, we need to seek for participant, we need to go down ourselves to the fields so that we can conduct a interview with the participants. And some also have combinations by doing some interview with the participants and by the data that we collect, and we do some desktop research so that we could see which we call a triangulations, cross check, either what we get and the previous one are tally, or we do, or might be we find a new information from the interview. As for experience, my experience under the subject of research method in the last semester, yes, I use a triangular method cross check. Have I need to have to conduct a study interview session, of course related back to my paradigm, which I gonna come on later. And also I have to cross check with a previous uh, study, even though my topic on the time is quite limited of research, because the topic is quite new, which is online learning assessment is a good choice under the current situation, which is COVID-19. So in my experience, I do both interview sessions and also cross check from a previous researcher. So on next, I need to identify what kind of method that I need. Should I, or what kind of methodology that I need to use. Just now I said a paradigm. I mentioned paradigm. So paradigms have three in common: interpretivism, positivism, constructivism, and interpretivism. So we need to clear our mind. So which one is suitable for us, because each paradigms have a different approach. Uh, what the most crucial thing is, we need to understand those two tools inside each paradigm, which we call ontology and epistemology. So ontology, in brief, is what is reality. How do we see the reality? Some are seeing the reality as a single truth. Some see multiple truth. Some also see there's one and multiple truth. So we need to choose either one. So it helps us to shape our findings on the research. And secondly, epistemology. This is how the knowledge is acquired by the researcher, which is how did I gain the knowledge that can shape me. Sorry, how did I get the knowledge that I acquired? So how? Maybe some interactions in the experience, so on. So what makes paradigms is these two. So each paradigms uh, have difference. So like positivism is knowledge is facts by empirical, by research, scientific research, by data. So it is cannot be manipulated easily by human observation and emotions. It's a single truth. But for interpretivism and constructivism, it is different from positivism, and this interpretivism and constructivism is almost similar, which is the knowledge is subjective because it is personal. Yeah, I have my own knowledge, you have your own knowledge, we all have our own knowledge. So each of us have a own knowledge and likely have a different truth. So last but not least, uh, we need to question ourselves. In order to understand these multiple sources, after I again interview, after I do research for my experience, after doing those process for interview and my research, desktop research for my previous subjects, I find out a new things. I find out a new factors that affecting why this online learning is quite difficult. Other than internet problem. So we have to we have to put ourselves as a position subjects, because uh, it's very important, because it meanings like based on our gender, class, racials, experience, all of us, it affecting our research. So because we have a different experience, it somehow give us a different point of view. Uh, by looking at different sources, is help us to piece together the different parts of the puzzles and to understand more what we are doing. So lastly, stereotype or typifications, we need to question back our typifications, because somehow our typification might be wrong or somehow vague or misconception about the reality. So that's all from me. Thank you again, and thank you for Dr. Rifa Sophia for teaching us social inquiry, and have a good day.